Chris runs each day as part of his daily exercise. The graph shows his distance from home as he runs his route.
Okay, so we're looking at time, how long it takes him, and his distance from his house. So from A to B, is he leaving home or is he going towards home? He's leaving home. So you're going to describe each section of the graph. You're going to use words like walking, or sorry, he's running, not walking. We're going to use words like running towards home. You're going to use words like running away from home. What other words will we see in your answers?
So steeper or less steep.
Okay, so you maybe in this case you're going to use the word fastest, the faster part of the graph. Less steep, the slower part. Good.
What else? What other words?
Horizontal. When it's horizontal, what happens? He's running. What happens when it's horizontal? He stops.
Well, what's another word for horizontal? We mentioned before. Flat.
Good.
You could also use flat.
Okay. You're describing his run. And you're going to talk about his distance and his time. After how many minutes, how far is he? What's happening? Okay? You're going to have BC, CD, DE, and EF. We want you to describe all 5 segments.
And remember,
Section AB. What is happening in this part of his run? What did people get for AB? Rico?
He walks away from his house.
Okay, so he's away from home. And why did you say that he was walking?
Because it's less steep than, it's the
Excellent.
steepest in the graph.
Excellent. It's the least steep of part of the graph. So he's going the slowest. So maybe he's walking, he's warming up. Very good. I like that. So maybe he's warming up here. You could write words like walking.
all right, so in 5
Good. In 5 minutes, here he walked 200 meters in 5 minutes. Excellent. Okay.
Miss, just before we go scale, 100 meters.
Good.
And over here,
300.
what's the scale?
5.
What's the scale?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What are they
So
counting
it is
by?
what? 1 minute. You always need to think
10,
about that, okay?
11,
because
12, 13,
sometimes
14,
you will be asked
15.
a question about that, okay?
So fill that in so that when you're answering the other questions, you can be very specific in his route. Okay, and then the scale for the y-axis is every 100 meters. 7, this would be 8, 9. Okay, I'm just filling in part of it because I can't really fit everything there. You can fill in every 100 meters for the y-axis. Don't forget, this is the vertical, the y-axis. It should have been 100 meters. It was just the way we labeled it. It was hard for me to see on this graph. This should have been 100 meters, right? Now we're going to be looking at section BC. Okay, so from BC, how much time has passed from B to C? Let's start with that first. So from here to here, how much time has gone by in the next part of his jog? From here to here, 5 to 10 would be how many minutes? So 5 minutes. And how far did he travel? So we know that this point was 200 meters. Or sorry, that was 100 meters. Oh, we labeled that wrong before. Oh, well. From here to here, okay, we're seeing an increase from he was at 100 meters, and then the next point he's at 500 meters. How far has he traveled in the next part of his trip?
How much? So from 100 meters, if you want to get to 500 meters, you add 300 meters to get 500 meters?
400 meters. Good.
Okay, that's very basic.
Now, for the first one, we accidentally wrote 200. Let's go. Okay, he's still away from home. Good. And would you say that BC is steeper or less steep? So is he going faster or slower? So now he's done his warm-up, right? From A to B, he was warming up. Now he's starting to pick up the pace. He's going faster. Okay, we're looking at CD. Tell me what you wrote for that part. What's happening from C to D? Is he still running away from home? Yes, he's still away from home. And is he going faster or slower now from C to D? Good. So he's going slower. We know this because it's not as steep. So maybe he's getting tired. Okay. How long has he, this part of the graph, how long did he run for? So from 10 to 15. Yep. Another 5 minutes. So he changes his speed for this 5 minutes. And how far has he traveled? From 500 to what? Shh. From 500 to 700 meters. How many meters is that? What's 7 take away 5? 200 meters. So for that part, he traveled 200 meters in 5 minutes at a different speed from D to E.
So it's flat. What does that mean? He's just doing what? He's just sitting down, he's resting.
Good.
Could be
He's
checking
taking a
out his
break.
phone, could be sending a text
Resting.
message.
Good.
Whatever it is, right?
How many minutes is he resting for?
How many minutes is he resting for?
Good. 5 minutes.
How do you know?
For this part of the graph, he's not actually moving.
Miss, can I just mention?
Run. It's at point D when he decides to take a break. How long has he been running for at that point? He started here, and then we get to D, and he decides to take a break. How long has he been running for? 15 minutes. Excellent. So after 15 minutes, this guy realizes, okay, you know what? I need to take a break. I'm tired.
And for those of you who run,
Also, let's ask you this. At that point, how far is he from home now? At that point when he takes a rest, how far is he from home? He's 700 meters away. It's about 700. He's 700 meters away from his house at this point. After 5 minutes, what does he decide to do?
700, you said?
Yeah. After
That's where he
5
is,
minutes, so EF, what happens? What does he decide? Look at the line. It's going down.
so what does that mean? Yes.
Running downhill.
Good. He's going back towards his house. Remember where he started. He started here, and now we end at the same point. His distance from home here is 0, which means he's home. He's at home here. He turned around here. At that point, after 20 minutes, after his break, he decided, okay, I'm going to run home. He must have been sprinting, because how long did it take him to get home then?
5 minutes.
5 minutes to get home. And he traveled how many meters to get home? 700 meters just to get home. And he traveled 700 meters in 5 minutes. So which part of the trip was the fastest? The last part. This was the
When
fastest.
he went home, right?
Maybe he
Okay.
really. Okay, so altogether, how long was he away from home for? What was his total trip? Good. The total trip was 25 minutes. And what was the furthest distance away from home that he was? Good. He was 700 meters away from home, but eventually then he had to run back home.
Yeah. However,